Hey everyone, I have the most incredible thing to show you. I saw this, I bought it, I absolutely love it, and I just have to share it with you. This is the bee book, and it was handmade by a small business, mother and daughter company called Backyard Buzz in Pennsylvania, no less. Here's their email and their business phone number. And you can go on their website, Backyard Buzz. There it is. Sorry. BackyardBuzzPA.com in Pennsylvania. Yay. Home of the Steelers. Yay. I grew up in Pittsburgh, for those of you who don't know. So I'm a Steeler fan. This I saw and I was like, immediately, yes. It is incredible. Now, you order this from their company and they build it from then. So it's a few weeks till you actually get it. And what it is a bee house. See how it has the openings here? That has a story. You unlock the clasp and open the pages, and there is like a clear panel here. Is that not fabulous? Because I've used those bee tubes. I've had little boxes of those little tubes, and they do get used because you can see their little ends will be sealed up, but you never know what's going on inside there. And it's like you can open the book and see. I am so excited at the prospect of this and that they handmade it. Oh my gosh. So check out their website. They have other things too. But I am just so delighted by this. That is so unique and different to have in my garden that we can randomly go open and peek at the inside life of bees. I mean, oh my gosh, I love it. If you don't want to spend the big spend on something like this, it's not that big a spend, but it kind of is for me, for what I normally spend on things. And you do want to support bees in your garden. I have another thing we're going to put together right now. These are mason bee tubes, and I bought them on Amazon, and I'll link them in my Amazon storefront. And we're going to build a little bee house with them in my little flower garden here using a concrete cinder block. Cinder blocks in and of themselves are not that pretty, but we're going to do our best to hide it in my flower garden so it's not stand out super noticeable. Okay, I placed it right there. It does still look kind of noticeable, but it's okay. We're working on it. You see, I have my other little bug house up front. I'm gonna place these tubes in the cinder block, the top one. Bottom one's gonna be empty because I don't have enough tubes for both of them. So this is a pretty pot that was actually down in the garden and you didn't really see it that much. So it kind of like disguises somewhat the concrete block. And as some of these flowers grow up around it, it will be even less noticeable. But let me back away so you can see it from afar. There we go. Isn't that cute? It's not too standout, not any more standout than the pot that's right beside it that has a similar color, tone, and texture. So we'll be checking back to see if anybody builds a home in there. And look there, there's a fiery skipper on my ageratum. That's my first butterfly I have seen since we got down in the 40s. And it's fiery for sure. Look at that color. I love them. And speaking of the ageratum, the monarch magic, I was able to propagate it. I got it to root. I have a baby one. So if you can just get your hands on one plant, you're good to go. You can't propagate them and sell them because that would be illegal because they are trademarked. But for your own purposes, I have mine sitting right out here. I have 2 more in my garden room too, so that's pretty cool. Remember the pentas that I bought at Amazon? Well, they're growing really well. They're putting on flowers. They've been sitting out here. They're acclimated to my Florida climate. So it's time to get them in the ground. I just saw a sulfur butterfly. There it is, flying around. So that's 2 butterflies back in the garden. Right here where I have my little potted hanging basket Bahama Senna, I think I'm going to put those pentas from Amazon right in this area here. Yeah, and they'll just add some color and some oomph to that spot right there by the beginning of my pathway. Look, there's a queen on the ageratum. I'm finding that the ageratums in the hanging basket, which are the Florida native ones, are just as popular as the monarch magic. First, I thought the monarch magic was more, but I'm seeing the butterflies go to both. Like, there's a lot of things buzzing around those plants. The little fiery skipper's still there. And now I've got a queen. Oh my gosh, I love it. Ooh, and it's a female queen. Oh, let me go get a tropical milkweed and bring it out. Put it down out here just in case. All right, be right back. Oh my gosh, look who's right on top here. As if they knew I was coming. Oh, little monarch living it up in here. Hello, booger. So cute. Okay, so we don't want to take that. Where's that stem? Okay, that stem is there. I don't want to take that plant. Let's take this one back here. And look, they're flowering too. I'll just set it right in here. Check back later and see if I got any eggs. All right, I've got them laid out. I just randomly place them, not necessarily by color. Now she's on the Monarch Magic. All right, I've got all but one in the ground. I'm going to water them in a minute. I think I'm going to keep my two big red pentas in their pots in case we get a freeze next winter. I can just take them in. They do very well in pots. I pulled them up right up against the border grass so you can't even tell they're in pots. Look, I'm getting closer to connecting my pathway. Just need to steal about 3 more stones from somewhere and I'll have it. So I was just up front and I found 2 more of those little pentas. But I think what I'm going to do with them is put them in pots for now because they're little. And see these 2 empty hanging baskets? I'll put them in there. And then, you know, when they get bigger, I can replace them with something and put them down in the Penta's garden. I just brought the caterpillars back out because we're going to be back to lows in the 50s. You can see the little Eastern Tiger Swallowtail, but even better, this morning a giant swallowtail eclosed, and it's right here. It is a male, and I think he's ready to go. So I'm going to go let him fly, but I just wanted you to get to see him. He says there's not enough space in here for me. Oh my gosh, he's beautiful. So right there is my swamp milkweed that I told you would in no way sustain these 3 monarch caterpillars that were on it. And so I put in a tropical milkweed right beside it so they could just naturally climb on, which they have done. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this and take it out. I'm going to cut the stem down and put it out in my little enclosure so it can grow back. This right here is why I needed to supplement with some of the tropical, because that's done and they're only half grown. Look at this bee, absolutely loving the Bahama sunflowers. This is a carpenter bee of some kind, I believe. Oh, hello. Yes, hello. Actually, you know what? There are no aphids on this tropical. I'm going to rinse the aphids off of this because I'm thinking maybe they can't get in through the enclosure, which I kind of like. That's better. Aphid free. There's nothing terribly wrong with aphids. I just don't want them in here because they're natural predators, which are ladybugs. And oh, what's the other one that's a good predator? I can't think of it right now, but it's a larva. It's a larva to something. Anyway, they can't get through the screen, so the aphids would just multiply away in here. So I'm glad I thought to rinse those off so they wouldn't multiply and spread. Look how big the Mexican sunflowers are getting. And they're not being eaten. I love this thing. I've got my irrigation system going on the seedlings we planted, the echinacea and the starry rosinweed. All of them are doing well and none of them are getting eaten. So I do have a lot more seedlings. So eventually when they get a little bit bigger, they're smaller than these, I'll start filling in this whole area with them. And look at here, my rue are flowering. Maybe I'll get rue seeds. I haven't really been successful. I did buy a pack of seeds once and I didn't have any luck growing them, but I just find from Joyful Butterfly, and that's where all these came from. And I really don't need any more, but it'd still be fun to grow some from seed. And I have seen bees visiting these flowers. So the pollinators are liking them. Look at this adorableness. Look at those long antennae. I love it. I'm just pulling everybody out of the enclosure, checking on them, and filling up the water. Look how big we're getting. Eastern tiger swallowtail on wild black cherry tree stem. And the water level looks fine. Gulf fritillary on passiflora incense. I need to top that water off. This water is surprisingly good. I think I topped this off yesterday. Actually, I did. I topped some of them off yesterday. So this one has this little guy. These two. Oh my gosh, how cute. And this tiny little one down here. I found this one yesterday. And my little sulfur. And then here's another cutting. Has this little Gulf fritillary. He's cute. And then this one definitely needs some water. Who's on here? Oh, here we go. This one has this little guy. And this tiny, tiny baby. This one hatched recently. Another Gulf fritillary. And this one here. So I've got a lot of Gulf fritillary caterpillars, which is fabulous. And I saw a female out in the garden earlier looking for places to lay eggs. So I think we're good. We're going to be good. I'm going to get them back and established, which is fabulous. Now I need to get the zebra longwings. And here's another look at this adorableness. Oh my gosh, I love them. Look how dark this one is. They tend to be darker. I've said this before, but you know, there's a lot of new people here. The dark bands hold more heat because dark absorbs all color. So when they have darker bands, it's probably because they've been cold, and that's a way to protect them and keep them warm. There's the other little guy down there. Hello. There's another little tiny guy down there. Oh, where'd you go? Oh my gosh, and there's another one back there. Oh, there's more in here than I thought. I thought I have 4, but that's 5. Oh my gosh, here's another one over here. That's 6. So it's a good thing I have all those other big plants out in the little enclosure tent thing, because this is not going to be enough for 6 monarch caterpillars. You guys, right now, there's Pollinator, the Swallowtail, flying around and looking for pipevine. She's fluttering all over, landing on plants. She's on one right now. I'm not even going to move to show you, but I can see her where I am. And if she lays eggs, I'm going to cry because I'm so excited about this. Okay, she's kind of staying in the area, so I'm going to move and switch my camera. Oh my goodness. So it's Monday, and I pretty much have tonight's video ready to go. I actually thought it was done, but I'm going to put this on the end because I just have to share it now. How beautiful. I have released a lot of these lately, and this is the first one I've seen come back and visit my garden. Now, I was away a lot of the weekend, so that's not to say they haven't been here. I just haven't seen them. Oh my gosh, please lay eggs, and please lay viable eggs. All right, well, I'm going to go let her be, but I also want to tell you that right now I also have a queen and a Gulf fritillary, both females flying around. landing on plants. So what they do is they'll land on the plant and they touch the leaves with their feet. That's how they know whether it's their host plant or not. So that's how you can kind of recognize a female right away from watching this behavior, even without seeing it up close. Because you'll see it'll just land on the plant and leave, and land on a plant and leave. And then when it finds its host plant, it'll stick around. So it's very exciting. So I'm going to go get exactly what she's looking for, and we'll watch and see what happens. That's what she wanted. She was looking for milkweed. She just laid an egg on this one. I'm just standing here holding it. Here she comes again. Okay, I'm going to set it. Just like I don't. Oh, there we go. There comes another egg. All right, I'm just going to set it down right here where I am, because that's where she is. And I'm going to walk away and let her lay eggs. There we go. She's laying eggs and getting nectar from the flowers. You know, that's another positive for tropical milkweed, because it flowers all year, as opposed to the natives that don't. But again, we're just using this as a supplemental, not commonly in my garden. I keep it put away and bring it out for emergencies such as this. All right, well, I'm going to end this video right here. Please tap the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Wow, I just had to come back and show you this. Pollinator swallowtail eggs. Not only that, but it's on one of my potted plants with a little trellis. So I can just take this whole thing in and put it in an enclosure.